Okay, let's look at a couple problems in the book for section 8.4. Please open your book to section 8.4. Did I write down the page number for 8.4? No, I didn't. Shame on me. You'll find it. Let's look at number 10. 6c squared plus 9c over 3c. Okay? And you can't just pick something out to cancel it. You have to factor something out, and then you can cancel it. Go ahead and try that. Factor it out first. Factor the numerator out first, just the greatest common factor. And then reduce. Go ahead. All right, in the numerator, 3c goes into both of those, so that's going to be 2c plus 3. In the denominator, it's just 3c. Now those will just cancel out, giving you an answer of 2c plus 3. Are there any restrictions on c? Anything c can't be? Well, here it's fine, but here it's not. C can't be 0. So it's incredibly important to note here. If I'm going to say that this is the same as this, it's not true unless I also say that c can't be 0. If I were to graph them both in the calculator, they'd be the same except for at 0. It would be different. This one will be undefined. This one will be, what if I put 0 in there? It would be 3. Okay, let's go to number 16 next. Number 16. 8y minus 4 over 10y minus 5 times 5y plus 5 over 3y minus 9. Oh, that's a 15 there. 5y minus 15. Sorry, I couldn't read my handwriting. Over 3y minus 9. And again, you'll start by factoring, 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 factoring. Go. Okay, let's do some factoring. In the numerator here, I can factor out a 4. In the denominator, I can factor 5. And that looks like I did that right. In the second numerator, I can factor out 5. In the denominator here, it's going to be 3 times y minus 3. And then what will cancel? The 2y minus 1, the y minus 3, and also the 5. Don't let those sneak by. 5s will cancel out as well, leaving you with just 4/3. Now you still have restrictions on y, even though it doesn't exist anymore. Okay, you still have restrictions on y. So let's see, the denominator here, well, if 2y minus 1 can't be 0, well, let's solve that. Let me see here. That will be y can't be 1 over 2. Y can't be 1/2. Oops, that should be a y. And over here, what value minus 3 will give you 0? Well, that'd just be 3. So y can't be, this imaginary y, it's not even there anymore. Y can't be 1/2 or 3. We're going to look at one more problem, number 16. Nope, I'm sorry, number 22. Uh, 6x plus 6y, let me get some room here, over y minus x divided by 18 over 5x minus 5y. Okay, go ahead and try that. Start by copying, changing, flipping, and reducing. All right, let's see how you did. I'm going to copy, change, and flip. And when I do that, I'm also going to factor at the same time. I don't want to write this whole thing out twice. That'd be boring, boring, boring. And that would be terrible, I suppose. So 6 goes into both of those terms. Multiplied by, let's flip this fraction over, 5x, whoops, 5x minus y, almost threw out the factor. Factor 5 out of both of those, over 18. Now we're going to have a little bit of action here. The 6 and the 18 will reduce to 3. Okay, so that's great. And, oh, I got to scooch this over. Goodness gracious. Now, the y minus x and the x minus y will cancel out. Whenever you switch around the order of a subtraction problem, it makes it its opposite, though. Like, 2 minus, well, let me do something better. 12 minus 5 is 7. 5 minus 12 is negative 7. Okay, so if I were to divide these two expressions, it would give me negative 1 because the signs will be opposite. So when I cross off these two, just throw in a negative. You can really do it on either part. I'll throw in that negative right there. Beautiful. So what am I left with? In the numerator, I have negative 5 times x plus y. In the denominator, I have 3. Finally, I have to think about the restrictions on my variables. So the denominators can't be 0. So y minus x can't be 0. And 5x minus 5y can't be 0. So both those denominators can't be 0. And these are both going to take me to the same conclusion. Let's simplify this a little bit. Let's move the x over. Y can't be x. And over here, divide everything by 5 and move the y over. X can't be y. So those both really say the same thing. So basically, this just means that x and y can be whatever they want to, as long as they're not the same. This is kind of like your teacher saying you can do your paper on whatever you want, so long as your friend isn't doing the same paper, because you're just copying. So long as x and y are just not the same value, you're cool. Go ahead and do your 3 questions. And I'll have to give you your assignment over and down here. Good luck.